felt loss or grief, or ever looked at your shadow? We call it the shadow side or the dark side. And maybe you're scared of that, or maybe you don't want to feel loss again, or you don't certainly want to feel grief. However, it's part of the process sometimes. It's part of life. It's learning how to live with that and be with that. It's very personal to people. So I invite us all to look at when we're in a loss situation where we've lost something and we yearn for it, is to be easy and gentle, because it comes in waves. And of course, Kubler-Ross came up with all the stages of grief, and there's other kinds of grief as well, like anticipatory grief. And what that means is you're anticipating something's going to happen before it happens. There's also a cultural grief or a social grief where we're in it together, like what happens when there's a big thing that happens in the world, like 9/11 or something like that. There's quite a few, many of us, that were in grief. And so it can be very personal and it can be very large, global. So my suggestion about all of this is if we could embrace this feeling as part of who we are, embrace it and allow it to move through us, because if you try to push it away and not feel it, it can shut down all your emotions. And our emotions are our guides. And if we don't feel, then we're rudderless. We have no guidance. And so because it comes in waves, and because people deal with it in different ways, I would suggest just be gentle with yourself and others around this process. And just understand that the things that we don't want in our life, that we don't want to look at, that's our shadow side, and embrace that side of us, because that also is part. Light and dark goes together. You don't know what's light if you don't know what the dark is. So if everything is light, then you have nothing to distinguish what dark is. So instead of pushing it away and saying, I don't want to look at that, I don't want to feel that, what you're doing, you're kind of saying, I'm going to just put it over in a corner somewhere and compartmentalize it, but it really never goes away. It just keeps getting pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. And pretty soon, like a trash compactor, you push down so much, it gets full, and there's nothing else that could come in, like love or joy or happiness or grace or peace. So if you keep pushing it down and not wanting to feel it, then again, you could be blocking all of the other things you do want to feel. Therefore, one of the best ways that I know is just allow yourself to understand that you're going through a process. And it will come in waves. And one of the best ways that I can share with you about grief is, for some people, grief feels like this. It's very, very big when something happens, right? It's in time, it's very big. However, as the years go on, as time goes on, your life goes on, and it gets bigger and bigger. Your life gets bigger. Your circle gets bigger. And so this part feels smaller based on how much you are living, okay? Because if you're right here living like this, it's very big. But the more you allow yourself to go bigger and learn how to live and allow yourself to go through time, this is still here, but it doesn't feel quite as painful because it's a very small part of your life. So I thought that was kind of a cool way to look at it, that it may or may not really necessarily go away, but you feel more at peace. And that's the plan here. So I invite you to feel more at peace and embrace your shadow, embrace the loss and the grief. Don't try to push it away, because it will keep nipping at your heels. Okay? So just acknowledge it's there, feel it, and move through it.